Hello everyone, RedExo here, and today we're going to be talking about Loki's time loop dilemma. So first things first, if you like what you see here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be making more of these videos. It's been a while since I've uploaded, but I just, been busy with, life and stuff. But I think today is going to be a really interesting topic. All right, so a really interesting topic. So the MCU has laid down a ground rule for time travel. Every movie, every media basically that deals with time travel has their own little, rules, as they say. They have their rules, the ones that match that specific universe. In 2064, it was about the future, so they time travel to the future, and now they're in the past. Excuse me. So in the MCU, Hulk Banner, or Bruce Hulk, whatever you want to call him, he establishes the rule in this universe. So this is word for word what he says. I'm going to show a clip, but I'm going to explain what he says.
Think about it. If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
All right, so let's go over what he meant. If you travel to the past, all right, so your current present, this is your present. I'm going to label present as P1. This is our P1. Now you had a past, meaning you've had this past, all right? I'll put this as P2, right? Meaning this past has already happened. You already went through it, and that's how you ended up in your current present. This is P1. Hulk is saying, Bruce Hulk is saying that if you travel to the past, that past becomes your future. Meaning, with the new color now, if we travel to the past with our current knowledge, that's a bad arrow. Oops, that's a bad arrow. If we travel to the past with our current knowledge, with the knowledge that we have from the present about the past, this now becomes our future. You see that? See that distinction? That becomes our future. All right. And now your former present, which is P1, becomes your past. However, it doesn't override your old past, meaning this becomes now P3. So we're in the future, which is the past. However, our present became our past when we traveled. So that means that what he's saying about your former present becomes the past, it is P1, which can't now be changed by your new future. All right. So P1 cannot be changed by the current future that we are in P2. We cannot change anything from the past because we've already experienced it in our current present. We traveled to the past, which is the future in our standpoint. And anything that we do here now creates a new continuous present, which will be named P4. All right. That is essentially what Hulk is trying to say. Is it confusing? Crazy? Yes. So, what does this all have to do with anything? Well, this is the rule for Loki season 1 and 2. That is the time rule. The TVA unfortunately doesn't follow this rule. However, this is how time travel was established in the Avengers. That's how we're going to use it. So we're going to use this base as a time travel rule.
I promise you this will make sense.
Now that we got the rules set up, let's talk about Loki season 2. Well, actually, let's talk about Loki season 1 and 2. Now, there is an argument right now that it's obviously multiversal, so you can't really include time in these multiverse episodes. However, in season 2 of Loki, there's a dilemma that I want to talk about, and it's Loki's time loop dilemma. It's referred to time slipping, but it's time loop. So let's go back to our handy dandy notebook. All right, we're gonna be green. So it is established that the MCU is right now in the 616 universe, meaning the sacred timeline is 616. All right, I will post, I'll put up in the description below, I'll put the actual article that talks about it. It's 616. Let's go with that. All right, for argument's sake. So, meaning this Loki, the Loki that we see in Loki season 1 and 2, is the God of Stories Loki, which the God of Stories Loki is in Earth 616, or that universe. But he can also be in multi universes, because that's how they created him. He's just a god of stories, essentially. He could be in any timeline that he wants. All right, or verse. So this is Loki. We're gonna go here. Actually, we're gonna go here. Midway point. Not midway, like a quarter of the way. Oh, you know what? I'll do that. I'll make Loki that big. This is our Loki. This is Loki Prime. This is the Loki that we see in the series. This is the Loki that becomes the future God of Stories. So I'm gonna put GS. I don't know why I wrote so this is God of Stories. God of Stories Loki, right? That's his end game. That's where he ends up being at the end of the series. Spoiler alert, by the way. I mean, I don't know. I guess the episode's been out for a while, so spoilers, whatever. So, our Loki enters the TVA in season 1. He has to deal with all this shenanigans and stuff, and then he ends up learning that the TVA is a lie. It's actually created by Kang the Conqueror. He doesn't know that it's Kang, actually. He just meets him at the end, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So then Sylvie, the other Loki, the other variant, kills him. And that chain of events starts season 2. Now, my issue with season 2 is how they handled time travel. So there was an episode where Loki was in his present, meaning he was here already. And then he saw himself in the future, meaning he's traveling through his stuff, and then he sees Loki, a more distraught Loki who's time slipping. All right, remember, this is still him. That's still Loki. He sees himself, and then he decides to off him. Meaning, he used the baton to degrade him, whatever the term is. He killed him in order for that Loki, in order for this Loki to become this Loki. And that's where I'm trying to find that's where I find an issue, because throughout the series, Loki has been time looping, time slipping, meaning he saw himself in multiple instances, which means that every time he was slipping, he was moving forward and backwards in time, and he would see himself every now and again, and then when he sees himself, he'll always go back to his present. And that's the issue here, because when Loki starts, all right, now he starts to control his power. Okay, so Loki actually begins to control his power. He's able to actually time slip in his form. Now, remember the rule. If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future. Loki essentially takes that rule and breaks it. He breaks the rule himself. Because when he begins time slipping, now he is time slipping within his own body. The thing before with time travel is that when you traveled to a past, you were traveling with your current state of mind in that body to that past. Meaning, when you would travel, let's say you, right? Let's say I'm gonna put S for me. When I was traveling, actually, let me change my color. If I traveled to the past, this current body will be in this current state. So there will be two of me. Do you see that? There will be two of me. I'll be this one, right? I'm S1, meaning me, I'm Sam, I'm S1. I travel to the past. Now there's two of me. There's S1 and S2. S2 already went through this. Okay? So, traveling to the past with Loki's powers now, he actually is traveling to his own body, which is a clever way of explaining the time travel loop in that scenario. However, in all the instances where Loki saw himself, or Loki was actually traveling to the future or traveling to the past, he had a body double, meaning he would have seen himself twice. Do you see how confusing that gets? He sees himself twice in multiple instances, meaning that no longer is he time traveling physically, but now he's time traveling through a metaverse, meaning he's time traveling with his mind. And like I said, it's a clever way of doing it. However, it was kind of like a little bit jumbled mess, because Loki was just able to see himself, but every time he viewed himself or saw himself, he would instantly disappear. So my explanation for that is probably that maybe two Lokis of the same universe cannot exist in the current timeline. Maybe. So with Loki season 2, now that we got all that out of the way, with Loki season 2, he now becomes the god of stories, Loki. The way Loki was time traveling was very interesting to me, because he's currently erasing his past, meaning every time he time travels into his own body, he erases that past and creates a new future. Another example is when he goes back to the Kang fight and he's fighting Sylvie. He's fighting Sylvie, however, in each instance it's different. Sylvie kills Kang, sure, so Loki goes back and he goes back and back and back. But he's breaking the rule, which is that the former present becomes the past. He's no longer doing that. He's no longer confined to those rules. What does that mean? Well, that could possibly mean that maybe in the future Loki is able to come back in the MCU's universe, which is Universe 616, and maybe tweak some things. I don't know, probably bring Tony back, or see if he can make one of his Lokis more powerful than the other, or something like that. All right, so that has been my rant. Honestly, this has just been off the cuff, and I just enjoy talking about time loop stuff. I actually have another video that I'm thinking about doing. It's about time. That's the actual name of the movie. It's called It's About Time. So hopefully you liked what you saw here. If you liked what you saw, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully this all made sense. Maybe not. Maybe I was just ranting about something that's so irrelevant. But that being said, I do want to know your opinion. I do actually want to know about a theoretical physicist or a time travel lore dude out there, or dudette, don't know. But hopefully you guys leave a comment and I'm more than happy to read it. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to tip your waiter.